evening and welcome to another hot episode of the Superfan Addicts podcast. I'm your host, Ray Showdog Prisby, and we have a great show for y'all tonight. It's going to be all about High School Hall of Fame. And to kick it off right, we have the president, vice president, the CEO. He basically everything over here at the High School Hall of Fame, Russ Johnson. What's up, Russ?
Hey, what's going on, Showdog?
Oh, we good. What's been so usually what I do is when I bring the guests in, I let them talk about what's going on, you know, if you want to promote anything, and then we'll get on into the show. So the floor is yours, sir. What's going on with you?
Not much going on. You know, we trying to get this process going with this year's class. We've been promoting Hall of Fame Network, pushing out shows on that platform, RBU and a couple other shows. So HOFnetwork.tv. Got a couple good shows on there, local in Cleveland area, some down south. Just, trying to build up our content.
Okay. So hey, let's get into it, because one of the main reasons I wanted to do this show. Oh, hold on. My camera done shifted on me. Oh, there we go. One of the main reasons I wanted to do this show in particular is because most people don't even know about that. I mean, 4 years ago, I had never heard of the High School Hall of Fame. So, if nothing else, let the viewers know, how did this whole thing started? What's the process? Is it a vetting process? How does it go? Go ahead, Mr. Johnson.
So the National High School Football Hall of Fame was created by our visionary, our founder, and he's the CEO, Lamont Showboat Robinson. He, he's a great visionary. He started the R&B Hall of Fame and American Basketball Hall of Fame. I've been working with him almost 18 years. Different concepts. We've been building brands. He came up with the idea for the National High School Football Hall of Fame around 2015. Okay, the idea popped into his head. He, did his research on it. Brought it over to me, and I said, yeah, it's a great idea. You got a high school. I mean, you have College Football Hall of Fame. You got a Pro Football Hall of Fame. Why not the high school? So the concept actually was started somewhere in the late 90s. I think in Georgia, and the trademark for the idea stopped at some point, and it was just left out there in the dark. Lamont thought about it, brought it to me. We actually did an early trademark and logo design back in 2015. Put it on the shelf because we have some other projects going on. And from that point, pandemic hit. We got back to doing some other our R&B Hall of Fame and our basketball stuff. He was like, "You ready to jump into this football?" So I said, "Yeah, it's perfect time." So we rebranded everything. Started shopping around different cities. Landed in Canton. Did our first ceremony in 2023 with a great inaugural class. Bernie Kosar, Archie Griffin, Archie Manning. We had Kevin Mack, Gary Ball, Paul Brown, Jim Brown. Had a great first class. Led us to where we at now in our fourth year. We're in the Cleveland area now. We moved last summer, and ready to keep it moving.
Okay. I got another question, but let me introduce two of Youngstown's finest, the Morrow brothers, Brian and Vince. Vince being one of the inductees for this year's 2026 class of High School Hall of Fame. How you gentlemen doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man.
Great,
I really
great.
appreciate my brother doing this for me. I was actually I'm at a convention down in Columbus, Ohio, with about 2,000 high school coaches and college coaches. So I just wanted to zoom in right quick, but my brother know everything about me. I appreciate him doing it, and I really appreciate being on here with you guys.
Okay, well, hey, so Vince, I go way back with the Morrow family. I went to school with Olger. I went to school with Olger. Me and Olger was the same age because Me and Ogre came out. I want to say class of '73. Now y'all came along. Yeah, I was long gone when you and Brian came along. I was long gone out of Youngstown. But I do remember your older brothers, the ones that I went to school with. But yeah, how you been, Brian? You good?
Yes, sir. Good, good.
Okay, okay. So my follow-up question to you, Russ, is now: do they have like a vetting process, or how does that process? Is there like a committee um,
So
that vote?
we have a committee. It's rough. Like it's not like a tally vote. We get recommendations,
Okay,
and then we shop it around to the committee, say yay or nay. We look at your background, kind of what you did at the high school level. What did you do post high school, like accomplishments, and what you're doing in life right now. What are you doing successfully in life, helping the community, doing something great in the business world? We look at all those factors.
got you. So do you take submissions, or does the committee just basically they
We
go
do
out and
both. We do
okay,
both.
okay,
We take submissions, we take recommendations, we have our own ideas of guys who would love to put in, and it's kind of like a gumbo pot of getting guys together, and we put together these great classes, great gentlemen, and it's a pleasure doing it.
got you. Okay. So Cody. I know Cody wanted to holler at Vince because Cody is in Kentucky, and Cody's well. Go ahead, Cody. You know the connection between you and Vince.
Yeah. I'm from a small town in Kentucky that I think you've probably heard of a few times. You recruited a young man by the name of Austin Dotson from this town a
Oh
couple
yeah.
years ago.
Oh yeah.
Uh, so I told Ray, I said, Vince might be on the same train as I am. If we've got a high school football Hall of Fame, I think Philip Haywood needs to be in it. What do you think?
Who was that?
Philip Haywood, our legendary coach from down here at Belcrest.
Oh yeah, he's really, that guy's a legend. He really is. You know,
Oh,
Yeah,
spending 13 years now in the state of Kentucky, I kind of feel like I'm a Kentuckian now. So
yeah.
you find out what guys are, their history, and man, you got some really good high school coaches down here.
okay.
Yeah, so what we have a submission box on our website, nhsfootballhof.com. You can fill it out, Cody, and we can see what we can do next class.
Got you. So Vince, when did you graduate from Mooney?
87.
87. Oh, so yeah, you was yeah. See, I was going in the Air Force, so yeah, I missed all of y'all years. Because Joe Croft was probably the last class that I remember from Mooney. That Joe Croft class, and that would have been what 77, 79.
Oh yes.
So,
But you
yeah.
remember you had Ted Bell too.
Well, see
Him and-
now Ted Bell, that's around my year. Matter of fact, Ted Bell graduated the year after me. From Mooney. He,
Wow.
ca- he,
Wow.
he came out in '74. Matter of fact, that was the year they won state that year. Mooney took the state that year, and
Yeah.
and Ted messed his knee up in the championship game.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a bitter pill. That was a bitter pill.
That's what he was saying. Vince, he was saying the last guy he remember is Joe. After that, yeah, he said, yeah, he know about Ted, of course, like with him. He said that's the last class he remember was Joe Cross.
Exactly. So let's go over. Let's look at some of these guys that some of these inductees.
Mhm.
Now, I don't know a whole lot about some of them, but some of them like Henry Butler was supposed to be on tonight, but I don't know a whole lot about his career. But Russ got a smile on his face, so Russ must know a little something about him.
Oh yeah, Henry was a great running back. He has great stories. I'm sad he's not on here with us to tell us what he did at university school. So had
Yeah.
a great career. So the makeup of our classes, you'll know some names, and then some names you won't know. It's some unsung heroes who we try to bring. You know what I'm saying? We have some guys who are just been out of school maybe 10 years, out of high school. We got some guys who maybe passed away 70 years ago. So, we trying to bridge the gap and teach history. You know what I'm saying? It's a history to this football, and that's what we try to bring to the table.
Hey, I have a question.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mr. Johnson, I was curious. Do you guys try to have obviously when it comes to high school football Hall of Fame, you could put in a lot of guys. I mean, almost anybody that made it to the NFL. I'm sure everyone that is on the Browns 53-man roster as we speak was an incredible high school football player. Do you guys have a system for maybe trying to balance some guys that were, Myles Garrett's of the world, and to bring some balance to guys who maybe didn't do a whole lot after high school, but had incredible high school careers? Because we see that a lot in Eastern Kentucky. A lot of guys will be great high school football players, and they might have an opportunity to go to Kentucky or to Louisville. But a lot of times, it's just not the same thing. It's hard to succeed once you leave.
Right.
So,
So,
a system for the balance of that.
not to mean to cut you off, but yeah, that's where like a Henry Butler comes in. He had a great high school career, and after that, he went to college, went into the business world. So
Okay.
that's kind of where we get our balance in at. We had our guy last year from Kentucky, Tim Couch.
Oh, yeah.
Great
Yeah,
guy.
that's my guy. That's my guy.
Eastern Kentucky, baby.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just had dinner with him last Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
Still
Okay.
look like he can play.
Oh,
So
definitely.
Vince, highlight your career, because I know absolutely nothing about your high school career. I mean, were you a lineman? Were you a defensive end? What did you do, Vince? I
let my brother Brian.
He played tight end, defensive back, and tight end. He was a lot smaller, like most of us, was a lot smaller. He was in high school, but I remember him starting off at tailback. I wish he would have stayed at tailback. His sophomore year, he was starting. I remember going to a scrimmage. I was up in Toronto playing. I came home, and they're scrimmaging on Maslin and Chris Spillman. I remember he cracked my brother, twist his ankle. And he was like, "That's it. I'm not running the ball anymore." He became an all-world tight end, and I was telling my brother, man, he was, dude. How much did you weigh your senior year? 230.
230.
Like running a 4.4, 4.5, man. I said, dude, you a first-round pick if you stay. But he loved basketball. A lot of people don't know he was All-American in basketball, and so basketball, like me, that was fun. But your bread was gonna be butter on the football side. But he was up there with the top guys at that. What's the name of that camp in New York?
Five-star in Pittsburgh.
He was telling me, he said, "Man, I got MVP and Brad Sellers, who went to school with at Wisconsin before he transferred to Ohio State. He was a counselor. He was telling me, he said, man, your little brother down here lighting it up. He got the high score. He got 2 trophies, the high score and the MVP.
I was like, MVP, and I won a slam dunk contest.
Yeah, that's right, the slam dunk contest. So that went to his head.
Okay.
So he was, I remember I used to have all these letters from Rick Pitino when he was at Providence. He wrote Vince a lot of handwritten notes. I don't know if we got them somewhere. And I was like, but dude, you 6'4", man. You got to be a guard. I said, you be a first-round pick in football. He got smart later, just played 1 year and he got drafted in the first round. But he was a hell of a tight end, man.
Okay.
Super freak athlete to be that size, running that fast.
But when you look at it, you got older brothers, and I always tell guys now, like Brian told me a while ago, hey, you should. And I'll tell you, Nick Saban said the best quote. He told me, like I told you, Brian. He said, "There ain't no more Adrian Dantleys."
That's what I told you. Yeah, I told him. I said Adrian Dantley is 6'4" in the NBA. I said you're a guard, man. But he was really, like I said, he was all American in basketball too. But
Jim Clemens thought I could have. Jim Clemens thought I could have played in the NBA though. My thing is, I was drinking a lot of brews back then, like beers and stuff, and I was very explosive. I can jump. I had close to a 40-inch vertical, but I was, when you play basketball, you got to really, really, really be in shape. And I did it enough to where I was good enough, but I would have had to dedicate my body. But when it came to football, like I said, I played 1 year, and I ran. And this is a true story. I remember, Brian, I was telling you this, where I was playing basketball at Youngstown State, and the guys, back then, they would come and work you out, and they let young underclassmen run. But I was a basketball player, and I ran for the Oilers, the Steelers, and the Cardinals. And I ran the first time was 4. This is no lie. It was 4.39, then 4.41, and the guy said, "Son, you in the wrong sport. You need to be playing football." And
Right.
then it went for my brother Brian that's on the phone. I just got in trouble at Youngstown State, got in a fight, got kicked out. And Brian was visiting his roommate, Richard Johnson, who was a first-round pick to the Oilers. And Nick Saban was the DB coach. And Nick Saban ain't seen me in 3 years, but he loved our family. And he asked Brian, what was I doing? And he said, he talking about playing football. And he said, tell him he got a full ride at Toledo. He ain't seen me in 3 years.
Yep.
And I
He
played
didn't-
1 year, was third team All-American, averaged 20 point yards per catch 1 year, and got drafted to the Bills. And it was because of my brother, but it was because of my brother saying this again to me, like, you need to be playing football. So that's why I wasn't gonna get on it. I said, my brother Brian know everything about me. I mean, this is what a big brother should be. He knows everything of what my career was.
Yeah, it should have been first rounder, man. If he would have played in college a couple, just went straight for football instead of playing basketball first, I think he would have been first round. Because, like I said, that was that 4.5, 4.4. That was like in high school. So, of course, he got faster when he started training in college. And I remember he beat as a kid. I didn't know this until and Andre Brown was just, dude, he's here right now because we were at a wrestling match and we have parent teacher conference. He was telling me how they used to race salt. I don't know if you remember Lloyd Hopkins. You heard of him, Ray?
Yeah.
One of the fastest guys ever came out.
He was the fastest guy in Florida. He was there with Emmitt Smith. He was the fastest guy on the team. I remember they had an article in Vindicator said he was the fastest guy, but he was too many backs, so he came to Youngstown. And Dre was telling me they used to race out in the street at the dorms. He said my brother used to beat him all the time. They used to bet money. I was like, man. I said he beat Lloyd Hopkins, Salt, because Salt was running 4.3, so that makes sense.
I beat J.C. Penney too.
Oh yeah,
I beat J.C. Penney in the race.
Hey Vince, if you played nowadays with your measurables, boy, and the way they throw the ball to the tight end, you'd be better than Kelsey or them. You'd be like 1,500
you're
yards.
Right. My problem was I got drafted to the Bills, and the Bills were a Super Bowl team. I was with 2 Super Bowls with them, but you had Keith McKellar, Pete Messelar. They traded Keith McKellar because of me the next year. But when you're from Youngstown, you do dumb ass shit. And I was they I don't know if Brian, you can find this article. They had me as the next heir apparent to the tight end job at Buffalo. They said I was just like Ben Coates. Remember, Brian, that's a game.
Yes.
He got hurt the second quarter.
That was another hard hair story for him too, where he was, he should have stayed there. He wanted to get out of there. But the Carolina Panthers had this expansion draft, and they brought Pete Metzelaars down. And my brother was mad, not thinking they brought him down here to mentor him. He was mad, thinking they were gonna, give him the job again. But he got mad and did some dumb stuff then too. But it came full circle. He's doing great now, doing great things now.
Yeah, I've been very blessed, man. Like, I'm the highest paid in the history of my position in college football. They just did an article on me about a month ago. It's one of the top 10 most powerful GMs in college football. And you learn from all your experiences. You learn from all that.
Hey, that kind of leads me to a question I have for you.
Uh-huh.
So, I've lived in Kentucky my whole life, and I think you were at Kentucky for a really long time. It felt like probably
12 years.
Plus. Okay, yeah. You were known kind of as the big recruiter. Pretty much any big name that came, it seems like you were the primary on going to Lynn Bowden, guys from Ohio, and then guys from this state. I think you were in on Montavian Quisenberry, guys like that.
Yep.
How do you think that your experiences led to you being such an effective recruiter, both for kids from backgrounds like yours, like Youngstown, and even coming down here to Eastern Kentucky and then parts of Louisville, Lexington? How do you think that what you've lived and your lived experiences has helped you be such a good recruiter?
I think my experience being from Youngstown, and then when I transferred into Cardinal Mooney High School, it gave me a balance of being around white people, black people, different economic statuses and all that. Like, you can be at Mooney and I can be sitting next to Eddie the Bartlow daughter, or I could be sitting next to Joe the plumber's daughter. It was all different types of denominations.
That's true, yeah.
I think
That
what
was
made me,
that was Mooney.
yes. And so Mooney always tell people, Mooney prepared me for life. But I also got to give credit to even going to Youngstown South and Princeton my younger years, because I experienced all aspects of different types of people. So when I go in rooms and I go in places, this is a true story. Take 1 minute. I was at Nebraska with Bo Pelini. The number one tight end in JUCO was coming out, and he didn't even put us in our top 10. So he was a country white boy, lived in California, and Bo knew who I was, Brian. So Bo knew who I was. So they was in the recruiting meeting, and the guys was like, man, I'm the tight end coach. Be like, man, maybe we should send a white dude, blah, blah, blah. So he go there. We don't even be in his fucking top 10. Bo says, hey, you should recruit him. I recruit him. Not only we won't go from his, we went in the top 10, we were the number one choice, but I was taking the job to go to Kentucky that year. And he was like, coach, man, please tell me that you ain't leaving Nebraska. And because I told him the truth, I said, nah, man, I know I'm gonna tell you the truth. So he ended up going to the Miami. He was a second round pick to the Panthers, played like 9 years. His name was Bo Sandlin. But I think in 30 seconds, what makes me who I am in recruiting is that I try to be true, I try to be real, and I don't lie to recruits. I don't. I tell them the truth, and I tell them this is what our message is, this is what it's all about. And I also think you gotta have favor from God some too. I think God has blessed my career, and he has allowed me to go in young men homes, whether they're white, black, yellow, Puerto Rican, or whatever they are. And I give them the truth, and I really, really benefit from that. And you know that, man, being from Kentucky.
Yes,
Kentucky used
sir.
to be the laughing stock. When we got there, we were
Yes,
the
sir.
bottom of the bottom. And the highest they ever was ranked in recruiting, I remember before I became the recruiting coordinator, Rebels kept 63. You got 63 spots. Kentucky was like 59, 51. 59, 61. My first year we got there, we were 27. And the reason why after that, you thought we had the number one class. And I told these reporters, I said, oh, y'all think that was good? Just wait, it's gonna be better next year, because I knew I was in a bowl game with Nebraska. Mark was at Florida State National Championship. The next year, we were the number one recruiting class for 3 months. We finished number 13. It's the highest rated class Kentucky has ever had. And I remember a guy asked me, that's when they did the article, they called me the Big Ten killer, the Cleveland Plain Dealer did an article. And they said, what is it that you do? I said, man, I just be real with these guys. I tell the truth, and I tell them what we can have and what you can do. But all my experiences being from Youngstown has helped me be one of the top recruiters in the country. I think anybody from Youngstown can be, I always tell guys, man, anybody from Youngstown could be a good recruiter if they use the experience that they have from Youngstown.
Yeah, but let me say real quick that they when they had him listed as like fourth, fifth, or third, whatever recruiter in the country, I said no. Realistically, he's the number one recruiter, because the number one guy was like Michigan or Southern Cal, Ohio State. I was like, those schools recruit themselves. You don't have to recruit. You don't have to be a great recruiter.
Yep. Amen.
You're Kentucky, and amongst those guys, and they say he's number 3 or 4. I said, no, he's really number one, because you don't have to recruit at Michigan, Ohio State, Southern Cal,
You put on
Alabama.
a jacket.
Recruit.
You put on a
I know
jacket,
it's
like
tough.
Brian said.
It's tough going against Bama and Georgia and Florida.
Right.
Yeah.
So for him to be number 3, 4, whatever in the country, or 6, whatever, I said, no, he's really number one.
Hey Vince, quick question. What is it like now recruiting, dealing with the NIL and you being the general manager? How much extra hard work is that for you?
It's a whole, but you know what's crazy, man? So they just did an article 2 days ago. Do you know, people don't know this. I think I told my brother Brian this. We finished number 4 in the country in the portal. This was my first portal. We finished number 4 out of 100-some schools. And right now, we're the number 8 team in the country in high school recruiting. And I still think it's the same, but you're dealing with a lot of agents, and you're dealing with a lot of street agents. There's regular agents, and then you're dealing with street agents. Them are the ones that are ruining our fucking kids. Yeah. Because you telling this kid who already got a spot at a university to go in the portal, and if you going in the portal, you better already know where you going, bro. Do you know right now, I just looked at my computer before I got on the road to come up here, There are 1,100 kids in the portal that's nowhere now.
Nowhere. Yeah.
They left their school. And I don't know if you guys remember this Proposition 48 when John Thompson walked out. This portal and this NIL is the new Proposition 48 that people don't know. These kids aren't getting their degrees. They're not going to a degree, the capability. So they transfer into 2 and 3 schools. And when you look up, they still got about a year and a half to graduate. I say this is the most. I like that these kids are getting paid, but you can get paid when you pick that school. If you are who you are, stay there, and the money will come, and it will take care of itself.
Well, then let me piggyback off of that question because I liked it a lot. How do you think it's impacted some kids, the 2 to 3 star range, like you see so much down here in Eastern Kentucky? And I can just spout off a few. I mean, Cash Daniel was a little better, but Austin Dotson I mentioned before, Grant Bingham, Johnson Central. There's been so many. How
recruited all of them.
How has it affected kids like that? Do they even have a shot to make it to the level of Kentucky or Louisville now?
Well, my thing is, I think that's why a lot of high school coaches, like, you got some coaches don't even come to these now because they like, oh, we're just going in the portal. I still believe high school recruiting is the essence of your roster. And so I treat high school recruiting like the NFL draft, like college draft. So you got 7 rounds in college draft. You got, I'll just say we got 22 to 23 rounds of high school guys. The portal I treat like unrestricted free agency. Okay. If you do it the right way and you still recruit high school kids and then you bring in guys that fill holes like they do in the NFL, you can do it that way. And I had to tell Jeff, that's the way we're doing it. He said, you the general manager? I'm giving you, this is what it is. And so right now, it's more pressure. When you ask me about it's more pressure on me now than it was as the recruiting coordinator or the associate coach, because now, you know what I'm saying, Brian? The buck stops with me. Like, if that roster is bad, they're going to look right at me because they saying, okay, he's the GM. We know they paid this guy all this money. So you got to do thorough research. But I still believe I think high school recruiting is no different. If you look in the NFL draft, look at the Super Bowl, you have all these 5 stars, 4 stars, but there's more 3 stars and 2 stars in the Super Bowl every year than any one of them. So it's like you have to still develop them type of guys.
Yeah.
So Vince, do you think what Indiana did by going out and getting all these older players, 5, 6, 7 year players, you think that's gonna be a thing, or you think that's something short lived?
No, they hit lightning in a bottle. How rarely that you get a quarterback that's gonna win the Heisman and gonna be the first pick of the draft. Number 1. Right. Number 2, though, what I admire is that you looked at Miami roster. Miami had 38 4 stars, 7 5 stars. Indiana had 3 4 stars, all the rest 3 stars. It's still, you gotta, hey, let me ask you guys, it's like if you're rich as a parent and you knew how it was when you worked hard to get to where you had to get, you didn't have nothing and you worked hard to what you got. It's like your kids, they got everything, so they don't do what you did. And so a lot of them kids sometimes don't make it. It's the same thing when you get these guys that are 5 stars and high 4 stars. They already, excuse my language, they already got their dick sucked and they already, people patting them on the back and people doing all this other stuff. Are they really grinding to do what you need to do? That's the key.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian. Hey, Brian, did he go to Princeton and South? I can tell.
South 1 year, half a year.
Hey, Mooney is still on the South side, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Hey, but I was at Princeton. I was a man at Princeton now.
I'm a Princeton and South man too.
Hey,
yeah.
Princeton made me, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
the Braves.
If I can get one more, I do have one more, and I guess this is a little more thing that maybe I'll only understand. But when I was the first state championship game I ever remember going to, Brian Brom played quarterback. What's it like being at Louisville and at Kentucky? How are they the same and how are they different?
Well, I'm gonna tell you how they're the same. That's a great question. The Brahms are like the Stoops. They're families. They like the Stoops. But with Brian, what people don't understand, Jeff Braun and Brian Braun were elite. Do you know? I didn't realize. You know, Jeff was drafted in the second round to the Cleveland Indians for baseball.
I did not.
I didn't know that.
I
Either.
didn't know that.
Yeah, the second. Do you know Brian Braun was drafted in the second round, but if he would have left his junior year, he would have been a top 10 pick coming out of college. But Jeff was a good basketball player. He was drafted in the fourth round to the 49ers, but he was a big-time baseball player. Big-time baseball player. You know what he told me, Brian? He said he played with, you know what he played with, Brian? He said Manny Ramirez and and Tommy. He was like, man, them dudes.
Tommy.
But he said Manny Ramirez had the quickest bat swing that he ever seen in his life.
Oh, Manny Ramirez. Manny Ramirez. Yeah.
Yes. Said he had So I'm gonna tell you, Jeff Brom, and look, his brother won 4 straight state championships.
Sure did.
Well,
Brian.
Where they from? Kentucky or no?
They from Kentucky, Louisville. Trinity.
Oh, yeah.
Brian, they from Trinity. Trinity is like Mooney here.
I remember. Yeah.
It's like Mooney.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So Russ, I got a question for you, and I'm guessing this is probably the first. You probably won't ever see another one of these, but I noticed in this class, you got a father and son. You got a father and son in this incoming class. The crowd.
Well, we had a father and son in the first class as well.
Who was that?
Archie Manning, Peyton Manning.
Oh, okay.
I was getting another call. I already know.
Manny.
No, I'm still on it.
Yeah, because
Big girl at my show.
Big Randy went to Farrell. He Big Randy came out around the same time that I did, the 70s. I want to say his pop probably came out 71, 72, I think. But yeah, I remember he was a legend. He was matter of fact, they called him Big Randy, big dude. But yeah, I thought I'm thinking this is the only father and son that you got. But you said y'all already got one.
We already did that, but we like that synergy. You know what I'm saying? Father and son combo. So you see it a lot in the league now. You know, you see a lot of father and son combos, which is tradition going on. Who else did we do? Well, we've been trying to get to. I won't mention his name. Somebody we've been trying to get to, but we'll leave that for later.
I'm hearing that LeBron made the list one year. Is that true?
LeBron has been on our finalist list for 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And as you remember, he was a great football player. Then he gave it up to focus on basketball. Right. Because what Vince did.
Didn't he go? Wasn't he all pro? I mean, didn't he go all state in basketball?
Right.
In football, right?
Yeah.
Wide receiver. He played wide receiver.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
You know who told LeBron to stop playing football?
Who, you did?
Me and Dennis.
Oh yeah, that's right. We met y'all with Gloria down there. Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you what happened. So USA Today came out with their Parade All-Americans. You know how they have that every year.
Right.
And he made it as a sophomore, and the other guys, they were like going straight to the NBA. And I told Gloria, I said, Gloria, listen. And the reason why she listened to me, because she knew Jerome Lane. And Jerome Lane told him this cat was a freaking All-American too. I said, Gloria, if he's first team with these guys, he gonna be in the NBA. And when Dennis and them told him, he cried. He wanted to play football. He cried when they made him stop playing. That dude he was like me. He ran like 4.3, 4.4 at 230 playing wide receiver. He was a little more raw than I was, though. He was a little more raw, but you can see his ability.
Yeah, and he was 6'7", 6'8". What about Iverson? You guys got Iverson here? Because football.
Yeah, we had Bubba Chuck last year. Bubba Chuck, Michael Vick.
Bubba Chuck.
Man, when Mike Vick was up here, we were telling the kids when I had him when I was coaching the East. He came over and he did a little speech for us. He talked to a lot of kids, and I was telling the kids, I said, man, y'all don't know about Bubba Chuck. And they was like, who was that? I said, Iverson. I said, ask him, Mike Vick, about him at quarterback. He said, oh, yeah, Bubba Chuck was the best guy. We had a quarterback, too.
Yeah.
He said, we weren't as good as him in football. He said, he was the number one football player. Is that Vince?
Yeah, that's Vince. You got some.
Yeah.
Where
can I see a list of the previous classes? Is that on the website or anything like
It's
that?
on the website. You'll see all 3 of the previous classes. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking at this year's, because Russ, you sent me the updated list, so I'm looking at this update.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all got a couple of Cleveland Browns. Y'all got Ozzie on here. Y'all got Greg Pruitt.
We have a nice synergy with the Cleveland Browns franchise, so we keep a couple guys every year. Like I say, the first year we had Jim Brown, Paul Brown, Kevin Mack. Yeah, we had a couple Browns first year.
Would this be the first year that the ceremony is in Brook Park?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, so when is the ceremony?
July 11th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russ, Can I go ahead?
Go ahead, Cody.
Russ, is there any of your inductees that you're kind of proud to bring their story to the forefront that maybe the average person, is there any that pop into mind that maybe the average person doesn't know a lot about that you'd want to kind of highlight?
Oh, absolutely. Mr. Chuck Ely. Chuck Ely.
Woo!
If you're
That's my
familiar
boy.
with him,
He went to my
to
college,
Toledo.
man.
He never lost a game in high school or college. Playing quarterback.
Undefeated.
He ended up playing Canadian Football League, won a Grey Cup. But Chuck Ely, man, the great guy. I love him.
Hey, I talk to kids about him all the time, man. I said, when they discriminate him in back in those days. With Portsmouth. I was like, look, this dude did not lose a game, man. High school nor college.
Oh, great story.
Man, he's a great guy too, man. I met him. I played at Toledo. He's a great guy. He's a legend. Legend.
Is Randy Moss and or Jason Williams in the Hall of Fame yet?
Not yet. Working on it. Definitely working on Randy. Yes. Another guy. If I can mention another guy, we inducted class of 2024. Jack Trice had a great story. The stadium at Iowa State is named after him, and he was a African American player back in the, I can't remember when he played, but he actually
he got
played
killed
in a game against Minnesota, and he got trampled on the field and actually passed away because of his injuries. So he had, great story, and we try to bring that history that it's not talked about on TV.
Hey, that's funny you talked about him, Russ. I was telling it was somebody on Facebook, Ray. We were talking, and I saw that story, and I said, man, that's on my bucket list. I said, even if I just walk through that stadium, not even to go to a game or if just to go in that stadium. I said, all this time I never knew that till it was this year. Someone had a story on Facebook, and I said, I did not know that. I read that, and I was so touched and moved. I said, that's one of my bucket lists to go just see that stadium for that reason there.
His cousin actually came and represented him at our ceremony, and they have a foundation and they teach that history. And oh man, it's like great stories, man.
Yeah, it is. They need to make a movie on that. There needs to be a movie one day.
Absolutely.
If I can make a suggestion, Russ, it would be really cool if on the website that we could browse not only by class but like by state or by position. Because for me, I like seeing guys, that are from close to home. And I'm close to West Virginia. So I like to look by state and stuff like that, just because I like seeing, who close to home kind of made us proud. You know what I mean? So if you have a chance to pass that suggestion along, I think
definitely. When we do our update, I'll make sure that feature's in there for you.
So
cool.
Russ,
I appreciate it.
Where are you from, Russ?
I'm in Cleveland, Ohio.
You from Cleveland?
Yep, grew up.
Great. What high school?
I went to John Marshall.
John Marshall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you answer this question, Ray? on the screen?
No, I was
Where,
going to ask that. I was going to ask Russ. Where's the Hall of Fame? Where is the Hall of Fame ceremony going to be at?
the ceremony was. We're still looking for narrowing down that location, so that information will be out soon. I would
Okay,
say within the next 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, we'll have that location out for everybody.
Okay. Okay.
So if no one, if you're not familiar with the city of Brook Park, there's not really a lot of locations to do a ceremony. So it's most likely going to be in a neighboring city like Middleburg or Berea. It'll most likely be in one of those cities.
Or Strongsville is right there too.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, I got a question. So, is this Terrence? No, Terrence Metcalf. That's not Terry Metcalf, is it?
No, that's Terrence Metcalf, offensive lineman. That's DK Metcalf's father.
Wow.
Oh wow.
They're all related though to Eric and Terry though.
No, they're not related. No.
They're not? Because I give it. Okay, so pretty much like the Pruitts, they're same last name, no relation.
Right. No relation.
Gotcha.
Right.
Got you.
Yeah.
So now that Greg is going in, what's the chances of Mike going in? Because
I talked to Mike, and we're considering it. I talked to him about it. Yeah.
Okay.
But we can only have so many Browns per class. We can't.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let me ask you a little something about this class. Is there anybody in this class that was kind of like, I don't want to say on the bubble, but you guys were surprised at the end that just, well, maybe you might not even want to give that person's name out, somebody that was like on the bubble. Okay, scratch that question. Because after I thought about it and after I said it out loud, I was like, we can't, wait, this ain't that kind of show.
Right.
We didn't have to have drinks. We didn't have to have drinks out and whatnot.
Right.
So then let's flip it to the other side. Which person on the list was the bona fide shown up to it? I guess it's probably something like Tony Dorsett, because them Dorsett up there at Aliquippa, them Dorsett they were bad. There was some bad. All of them. When I say all of them, I'm talking about the sisters, the little brother. Everybody ran track in that Dorsett family out of Aliquippa.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say somebody like Dorsett? Because I'm looking at the list. You got Jim Kelly on here. You got.
So repeat the beginning of your question, Ray. I didn't hear you. Repeat the beginning of it.
Who on this list was bona fide showing up? We don't even have to take a vote. Was there anybody on the list like that?
Oh, it's a few. It's a few. Mike Singletary, definitely. Definitely Tony Dorsett.
Jim Kelly, Oli.
Jim Kelly. I think Vince Young. He had a few. Yeah.
Ozzy. What about Ozzy?
Yep. Ozzy and Greg. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they were all. Once we talked about it, we have a guy on there, Charles Fowlers, another history piece. First African American to be a pro football player, actually to get paid to play football.
Oh, yeah.
So we got we got some good stories on there.
Is that Michigan?
Say that again.
Worcester High School? That's where the guy that you were just talking about, Charles Fowlers.
No, that's Ohio. That's Ohio.
Worcester's here.
Oh, okay.
Worcester College going down towards Columbus.
Hey, let me say this to y'all, guys. If you really did a research, and I never said this, but if you looked up the history of the Merrill fucking brothers, Brian,
come on, man,
three times started at Wisconsin, captain. My other brother, Dwayne, who was the highest recruited guy that ever probably came out of Youngstown, could have went anywhere in the country. You had me, had every offer in the country to go play football, was going to play basketball for Ohio State. Elder Miller got fired, but Jim Clemens was recruiting me. And my younger brother went to Oklahoma State. There is no, when you look at the groundwork of brothers, we all play basketball, we all play football. I played basketball and football at a high level in college.
You got the Browner brothers too, though. Browner brothers are like
Yeah,
that.
but what I'm saying though, Brian, is like, and I ain't never said this, but I'm saying, ask people in Ohio about the Merrill brothers, and I probably was the least on because we had a lot. I had a lot of talented brothers. You show me on a consistent formula. You saying people ran track. You had for a long stretch of brothers playing at a high level that had multiple D1 offers, and then you had one play college basketball, switch and play football his last year, get drafted, and play 8 years in the pros. My point, what I'm saying is, my brothers, none of us, we don't brag about that, but I am going to stand on the table this time and say, our family was some very talented guys, and everybody in the state of Ohio know who we were.
Yeah, speak on it.
Know who we were.
Hey, Bess, and the crazy part is, before y'all came along, over in there,
Yes.
they was a bad boy. They was see, I ain't know nothing about y'all. I only know about the ones
You
that was
guys
my
hit the streets, though. They hit the streets.
So let me tell you what a guy told me. He said my brother Darnell could have been the heavyweight champ of the world, could have won the Heisman as a running back, could have been a great singer.
NBA,
them guys just had hard times. We came the second part, and we had better support. And so if Brian, who's on the phone right now, if Brian would have been a criminal, all my other brothers would have probably been criminals. If Brian wanted to do this, we would have followed Brian. But because Brian was in sports, we all followed him. But I'm telling you, make no mistake about it. Nick Saban said it best. They asked him, why would you give a guy a 1-year scholarship, then you give a guy a 4-year scholarship? He said this guy, what he would do in 1 year would be better than a 4-year guy ever that would play at Toledo.
Yeah, he recruited all of us.
And Nick Saban recruited all of us. That's why they do. Like my youngest son played for him, won national championship at Alabama. When he was recruiting my son, he was like, man, I love your, he was telling me, he said, I love your grandfather, your dad's family. They were one of the most talented family I ever.
Yeah, Nick was like that.
Hey, I have a question for everybody. If you had to pick someone a high school Hall of Fame that you saw with your own eyes and wasn't an NFL guy, someone you watched in high school that wasn't an NFL guy, who would be your pick?
Wow. It's so many.
Wow. I'm just looking back at all the Youngstown. I'm just looking at all the Youngstown legends.
So
I'm sure
for me,
Russ in Cleveland, I'm sure Russ, you probably got a
bunch.
Yeah, you got a list this wide. And that's like everybody could do that. There's so many guys that's going back to Jackie Robinson, where he was the first African American in the major leagues, but he wasn't even nearly the best player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nearly the best player in the Negro League. And they said they chose him because they knew he probably could get through all the bull that he was going to face. But they said and as talented as he was in football, basketball, baseball, track, everything, he wasn't nearly the best guy out of the Negro League. So it's like that all around the world.
All around.
So the guy I was thinking of when I asked the question, and I think he did play in the NFL, but he wasn't like a big NFL name, is Michael Bush. That would be mine, that I watched from an early age, and you could just tell he was on a different level. I've seen a few more over the years. I've seen some great players that have gone on to play at big schools, but for me, Michael Bush is the name that stands out.
I probably go Ted Bell.
Okay, yeah, I was like, Cody, I'm sorry, I misunderstood the question. I thought you was talking about guys that didn't even make it to college or anything. So you said someone that was really good in high school.
Somebody that you saw with your own eyes that was really good in high school that maybe isn't like I was talking about with Russ earlier. Obviously, if you watch Myles Garrett play, he's a shoo-in. But for me, Michael Bush wasn't a household name, wasn't a big NFL star. Really good college player, but I saw him with my own eyes in person.
I go Ted Bell.
I go Maurice Claret.
Love it.
That's another one.
We tried to get Mo in this class here, and we didn't get a response back
And
yet. But
Vince was really close with him. Oh, did
we
he?
tried to get him in this class. Yeah,
I think he's off. My brother's off. But yeah, Maurice
yeah.
correct. He's doing
We had a
good.
guy. We had a guy named Ray Williams here in Cleveland and Benedictine, and
Hey,
he was special.
Bro,
Russ,
bad boy.
hey
Bad
Russ,
boy.
I just watched that. I just watched the documentary maybe a couple months ago. What's it
Yeah,
called? What's the name of it? Did you see it, Russ?
I
He
didn't
might
see
have
the
been just
movie. Nah, I didn't see this movie yet.
Is Robert Smith in from Euclid?
Yep.
Yeah.
But this Williams kid was just as good as Maurice Claret.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was good.
yeah.
Russ, I
He was
saw him
good.
play against my nephew 2 years at Moody, and I was so impressed, man. I followed that story, man. It was heartbroken.
Vince, may have lost him there.
Russ, did you say what's his name was already in? Robert Smith from Euclid? He's already in?
Yeah, we did Robert Smith 24.
Okay.
Oh wait, was he last year?
Yeah, he was another one. He was a number
He was
one.
last year. Yeah, he was last year. Robert Smith, good dude. Yeah, good dude too. 2-time Mr. Football.
Oh wow.
Hey guys, the name of that documentary movie is Mr. Football.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
It's a must watch. You must see. You guys got to watch that. And it's actually him and Ted Ginn Jr. because they said they were like best friends. But of course, you know the story. Most of you guys do. That's a must watch, man. I got to watch it again. It's called Mr. Football.
Yeah, Ted Ginn Jr. That's one of our guys. We did. We did. Oh, that's another father and son. I forgot about that. We got Ted Senior as a coach and Junior as a player, and we inducted. And Ted's down in Columbus now coaching UFL team. Yeah.
Oh, they went in together, father and son?
No, separate years. They went in separate years. We did Ted the first year, and Ted Senior the first year, Ted Junior the next year.
I don't think Ted Senior get enough credit. Ted, what he has done.
He don't.
What he has done is over 50 D1 guys, a lot of first rounders, a lot of draft picks, all them guys graduated. Ted Ginn is a pioneer, man.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. He does.
Yeah,
he's a pioneer.
He's a goat. He's my goat. High school coaching is the goat.
Hey, before we got out of here, Brian, I wanted to hear a little bit about your story. I think Ray said you're a coach to this day.
Yeah, I'm coaching high school, assistant coach now. I was a head coach for a couple of schools, 3 schools. Youngstown Christian. No, I'm sorry, 2. Yeah, Youngstown Christian and East High.
Okay, are you still coaching?
Yeah, I'm assistant coach now.
What's that like in 2026, and how's that changed over the course of your career doing it?
From when we played to it's a lot different. I will say these kids these days they're talented, man. I used to be like on the old school, like the kids are, we were a lot tougher, and now I'm starting to see some of these kids are starting to be some throwbacks, man. And one thing I look at it, I was like, man, we played wearing, guys used to wear elbow pads, neck rolls, everything. These kids don't play nothing. They come in full speed blasting. So it's kids are tougher, but it's not mentally tough. It's a lot of kids that's not mentally tough, and that just comes with the times. We had it tougher. The guys are, Ray and them had it tougher than us, and guys before you guys had it tough. So, guys get more spoiled and more easier. But to me, kids they're more talented right now in all sports as far as raw talent. They do stuff like, I'm a LeBron guy. Guys talk about Jordan. I like Jordan too, but with that guy, I don't know when the next time we're gonna see somebody like that.
Who's the best player you've coached personally? It doesn't have to be a name that I would know, but
best player I coached, that's a tough one. Ooh. I would say it's a kid this year, man. He's small. He's going to Edinburgh. I Ike Lake. He's a Cardinal Mooney, but I wasn't the head coach there. But I'll say maybe Darian Townsend. He's from Youngstown Christian. He played at YSU. Oh, that's a tough question because I'm starting to think about more and more guys. Randy Triplett here, and he just coached the Pee Wee team that won national championship. Ray, you know him, right? Randy Triplett.
Yep.
He was my quarterback. He was a really good athlete, dude. Clint coach. He recruited him in Western Carolina, dude, but he ended up going to, I forget, a smaller school. He almost went to Western Carolina. He actually signed with him, but went somewhere else. I forget. I can't think right now.
So quick question, Brian. Did Cheney and East combine yet, or are they still separate?
They actually played. What's today? Tuesday night. 2 nights ago, they played the last game against each other. So next season, it's going to be one school.
So not until next year.
Right. This is the last season. You got the tournament now coming up. Then they'll have track. After that is one school, Youngstown Defenders.
What's it going to be?
Defenders, Youngstown. It's a owl, like the Temple Owls or Rice Owls. It's the mascot.
Oh,
I kind of like the design. It's pretty nice. But
Okay.
How many high schools is it now in Youngstown? Like just the city high schools?
City is only 2, and it's going down to 1.
Okay, wow.
Like
And we were just talking. Me and Cody were talking prior to the show, and we were talking. So back when I went to school, AAA was the largest schools that you could go to. Just in Youngstown alone, there were 7. Just in the city limits, 7 AAA schools. Not counting Boardman was AAA. Well, I counted Moody with it because Moody is within the city limits.
Oh, you said outside. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Right. So you got Boardman, Struthers. Campbell was AA. But my point was Hubbard was AAA. There was so many AAA schools here, a bunch of AA's. Now you literally have one. It's all been reduced down to. And let me ask a question. When they combine East and Cheney, will they even have enough kids to be
Division 1? No. It's like right now we don't even have a Division 1 school in this area. So like really no AAA school. Fitch is the big. I think Fitch is Division 2. Boardman was 2. Harding was 2. That's it. Those are we don't have a Division 1 school right now. And then when they combine, so Cheney and East right now are Division 3. I think they say probably might go up to 2. Division 2 next year.
Brian, how long have you been coaching?
Oh, since 2000. So yeah, it was 3 schools. I was head coach at Wilson, Youngstown Christian, and East. 12. No, I had 10. I don't know. Okay, it's 2026. My first year was 24, so 22 years.
Okay.
Wow.
That's Brian.
Well, hey, I'm looking at the clock. That look like that's our cue.
Yeah.
Hey, make sure you Ray, make sure you tell Brian. Well, Brian, you're done now. Thank your brother for coming on, man. That was really cool, especially being from Kentucky and getting to talk a little bit of Kentucky ball in addition to the Ohio stuff that I've learned. That was awesome. Tell him thank you.
Yeah, I apologize for his language. He down there getting a couple hits and stuff down at the clinic. He's talking some stuff, man. He loves to talk.
So wait, how many years older are you than him?
You know, 6. Let me see. Yes, 7 years.
Okay.
He came out 87. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be, Lord willing, next week I'll be 64.
What?
Yeah, he's gonna be. He just looks older. He's gonna be 57. Yeah.
Wow.
Ogre. See, our dad. He had 2 sets. My dad, first wife, she died. He married. my mother, when his first wife passed, that's Darnell's mother. Darnell was the youngest, so he's 7 years older than me. And then he married my mom, and I'm the first one in the second set.
Got you.
The
Got
oldest.
you. With the first set, how many boys was it with the first set? 3?
4. So you had 4 boys. He had Junebug.
Ogre was Danny, right?
Yeah. So and him and Darnell, they were what, 11 months apart. And he had a twin sister, Kay, Ray and Kay. His middle name was Ray, Danny Ray, but we call middle names. The oldest was Jasper. He passed away a few years ago. Now his grandson, he lived with dude down in Kentucky. Cody, I don't know if you remember him.
Who's that?
My great nephew played John McCreer. He's playing at he just transferred to small school. I can't think of it right now, but he played at Lexington Christian, and then he played his last year. Woodford? No.
Woodford County.
Yes, Woodford County.
Okay.
And because that was the first time I went to the they made it to the Sweet 16.
Oh man, what a
unique thing the way they do that. They have one championship.
One state championship basketball.
How we got Division 1, all this.
Right.
Everyone makes it, and they go to the Sweet 16 down at Rupp Arena, and it's one champion.
And it's packed out, man. It's crowded.
Yeah, so they made it to the regional. The Elite 8 or the Final 4. No, it was the Final 4. That's right.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's a great.
Yeah, but that's my oldest brother's grandson. He was down there with Vince. He's from Detroit. He's born in Detroit. He played in Detroit, and then his high school career came down there.
Okay.
So yeah, it was 4 boys. I don't know if you remember Jasper. He was the oldest. So Jasper. No. So we on the Kimmerbrooks, and Dwayne after me. So we moved out of Kimmerbrooks when I was 6. The projects. 6. It was Dwayne.
Y'all lived in the Brooks. I lived in Victory.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was 6. You were 6 years old when we moved out. So I almost made it to Harrison. So did you go to Harrison too?
No, I went to Madison.
Madison, that's right, because that's about Victory, yeah.
Yeah, because your brother and them they got to ride the bus and we had to walk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Brooks had a bus.
There's Martin Freeman. Did he go to John Marshall? You know, does that name ring a bell? Martin Freeman or John Adams? I have to add. He's in our district. He's one of our administrators in our district. Okay. Good brother, man. But he went to either John Adams or John Marshall. Ran track. Which school did? No, he went against. What's the name? Burrell. He older than you, man. You probably don't remember these guys.
No, I'm trying to remember his name. Burrell ran track. Yeah, he was like state champ. Yeah.
Yeah, he ran against him. I think, but they might have been on the same team. Would you remember who he went to?
They're a couple years older than me. I think they're about they were like 90, 91, I think.
No, Martin Freeman. Well, Martin Freeman maybe went to the same school. You remember what school Burrell went to? Burrell?
Yeah, he went to Marshall.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think it's Martin Freeman went. He came on at 80 or 79. He's my age.
Okay.
But he was a real good track guy too. He's one of our administrators here, man. Good brother. I think he went to Marshall.
Okay.
John Adams, Anthony Hancock. You remember Anthony Hancock?
No, I remember him. No.
You Ray? What about you, Ray?
I do. Yep, I remember him.
Played for the Chiefs. He was at Tennessee. Him, Willie Galt, and Mike Miller. We played them in the Garden State Bowl. They had 3/4 of the national 4x1 relay team. Andy Hancock from Cleveland. John. He was from Flint. What's his name? Mike Miller. I'm sorry, Mike Miller. He was from Flint, Michigan. And Willie Galt, of course, from Georgia. He played for the Bears, Packers, and the Chiefs.
Yeah, Willie Galt, Super Bowl with the Bears. I remember him.
Yeah.
Ray, get us out of here, man.
Hey, it's that time, y'all. Russ, thank you so much for coming on and sharing all the information about the High School Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
we'll get once I get the location from Russ, I'll make sure that everybody gets the location where where the 2026 inauguration will be at in Brook Park or wherever surrounding cities. Brian, it's always great to have you on. Cody, do you remember when Brian was on earlier in the year?
I do not.
Okay, well, yeah, I had him on earlier in the year. And thanks so much, because I know it was a last minute to call up your brother to get him to come on, but I really appreciate that though. But hey, as always, great show and go Browns.
Hey, watch Mr.